welcome to the IdiotSoupCast. My name is Grant, and as always, that was your cue.
Oh, fuck me.
Are we going to scratch this?
No, we'll keep it. No, that's just me being a dumbass. No, that stays. I literally did a fart noise because I thought you just completely blank-minded, but...
No.
That was my cue. My name is Dan, and I'm a fucking idiot.
I mean, you don't have to talk about yourself like that, but, I mean, at that moment, that was a...
Sorry, I forgot I'm a king.
Anyway.
My crown is slipping.
Fuck. You know...
You ended the podcast like
I know.
It was amazing.
It was a joke.
It was gold.
It was. I was like, don't want to say that, do I not? But I think it worked out. Anyway, so if you're here listening to the second episode, thank you very much for tuning into the first and watching that, and if you're subscribed to the channel, that's also really epic.
And if you're not, go fuck yourself. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I'm sorry.
A little bit, I guess right off the bat, I'm just going to say I'm using a different mic right now, just because I'm testing with different audio styles, and I'm looking into actually getting a actual recording mic, but I'm just using a better one that I had right now. I was using my Epic Gamer headset last time, so I'm sorry if it sounded like an Xbox 360 party, but this time it's a little better.
Sometimes, not to interrupt or anything, I'm kind of the king of that now, but sometimes, like for the people out there who can't connect with their Xbox 360 friends anymore because they haven't been on in 2 years, like the last online was 3 years ago, like it makes them feel a little comforted. Like, hey, man, I'm still in my Xbox Live party with my friends. It's kind of r/wholesome.
It is. It is. No, man. So speaking of wholesome moments,
go ahead.
I'm really impressed. Like I was like, when we started seeing, how many views. And,
are you scratching something in the background?
I'm sorry.
No, I was just be careful. Go ahead.
I'm not following safety rules. I'm scratching my face, so I'm making contact with my face with my hands, so...
Oh, shit.
Sorry. Anyway, no. So, speaking of wholesome moments, I was really blown away with how much, how well this has worked out so far in, like, just the first week. I mean, it hasn't been, like, completely a week since we released it. We're recording today on Wednesday, but... I'm going to act like it's Friday, and it's been a week, but...
Yeah, no. Well, even for, like, now, like, on Wednesday, which is typically when we record, like, we've got people, like, shouting us out on their Instagram stories. We've got people commenting on our ad. A lot of people liked our ad, which is really cool. We got people commenting on the video. We're glad that we can make some of you's, like... lives feel a little better now. I think somebody actually said that in a comment. I'm gonna burp. Oh, I'm so sorry. That is disgusting.
I don't think people tuned in to hear you burp, dude.
I'm sorry. I don't know, man. I had a burger. I had like 2 sodas because I'm a fat fuck. Like I don't know. I'm sorry. That's body shaming. I shouldn't do that to myself.
Yeah, that's not fucking right, dude.
But. No, just in general, like everybody seems to have liked it, and a couple have said that they would look forward to another one, so here we are doing another one. And in the spirit of recalling, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I said weekly, just like adding on that we're doing a weekly.
Yeah, we're just gonna like build on top of it, but in the spirit of kinda recalling the last previous podcast, why don't we go ahead and go over the albums of the week and what we thought of them?
All right. You want to start, or...
I can start, sure. So the album of the week's last week was, or like albums of the week, I should say, because there's 2 of them. I don't know why I always default to one. But from Grant was Rich Brian the Sailor, and I gave that one a listen because obviously I already know what my album of the week was. And I'm going to go ahead and say, like, as somebody who doesn't primarily listen to alternative or rap or anything like that, I actually really enjoyed it. It was a really good, really, really, really good album. A lot of it kind of reminded me of the kind of stuff you can just kind of play in the background while you're doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I was cleaning my room to it and just doing stuff like that.
It's a really good album to work to. Like, anytime I'm at work, I'm just like, kind of like, fuck. I'm super tired. Having trouble pushing through this day. I'll just throw it on. And it's like, all right. Especially when confetti pops on, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Let's get to work, get this shit done. But
sure.
yeah, no, it's a great one to work to.
Somebody keeps touching their mic.
I'm sorry. Hey, I'm a little relaxed right now. Like, just kind of laid back.
Well, I'm just thinking of the viewers, Grant.
I know. I'm
if
sorry.
you weren't such a selfish fuck,
guys.
Maybe.
I'm so sorry. Anyway,
I give Grant shit. I don't mean to actually be mean to him. I know he's not a selfish fuck. I hope that's like ever clear.
I mean,
I don't want your dad who listens to the podcast to be like,
oh,
what an asshole. What? He's such an asshole.
He's such an ass. And I don't want him to agree with you.
No, yeah, no.
He's goddamn right.
Hi, Grant's dad. Speaking of people who saw it,
I think
should we address
I think
Garrett's mom?
Address. Yeah.
All right.
Go for it. Oh my god.
All right. So this is no. Let's do the albums of the week first.
Okay.
Get sidetracked over here. Yes, we will. We'll go right into there. But like I said, great album to be working to. Drive Safe is my favorite song on the album. That was a really good song. I know that's probably like the stereotypical answer, but that song kind of is definitely at the forefront of that album. More so than the title track, which The Sailor, like the first album, or first song on the album, Jesus, can I speak? But the ending of The Sailor, like those metaphysical questions he was asking at the end, like I was in the middle of cleaning my room and I think he said something like, what color is the sky, or what color is blue if it isn't the sky, or something like that. Like it was along those lines, and I was like, damn, I don't need this shit. I'm trying to clean my room. Like what? But overall, good album. I'm not gonna rank it, but if I was gonna rank it, I'd give it a solid B. Pretty good album. I liked it.
Like tier, okay. I didn't know. I mean, I would. I don't think we'd rank them. Like, that's just not what our channel's really about. I mean, maybe
no, that was just me being a dick.
No, you're good. Anyway, your album of the week was... Oh, shit. You couldn't recall the name last week, and
Diary.
Yes, Diary by 70 Day Real Estate. And listening to it, it's a great album. It's just, you can kind of... It's definitely for a mood, Like, you can tell where that kind of merged from traditional kind of punk to, like, early emo is. You can tell that that's kind of, like, I guess the whole vibe of the album. And you could definitely tell there's... No, definitely the vibe is a little darker. Definitely. My favorite track on the album was... 7, I think that was the opening one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really liked that one. It was a little long, I'll say, but it was kind of like, you could kind of tell with the instrumentals a lot more, or I guess with the instrumentals you could really tell that that's kind of where it had kind of like an acoustic tone to it, in my opinion. Like an acoustic guitar almost, more used in the sense of like punk rock-ish. But it had definitely the instrumentals themselves had like an emotional feel to them. And I like the album. Like, definitely I liked it. It's just definitely one of those, it's like, man, if I'm having a rough day, I'll throw it on. Like, it's definitely, well, like I said, sadder. Or more sad.
It's early emo. Yeah, it's really... they definitely, like, you can see where the inspiration lies from a ton of different other bands that were in the emo scene.
No, I like I said, it feels like a punk, like it kind of sounds punkish, but you can tell that album is kind of like a transition from punk to emo. That's like you said, early emo, but it's pretty good. I don't understand the tier list or rank list enough to really rank it, so I'm gonna just...
No, that was just me being a complete dick.
I'm just gonna say it was pretty epic.
It was pretty epic. Yeah, no, it's a good album. But yeah, no, those were the last albums of the week. Let us know what you guys think of them in the comments if you listened or if you would like to listen. But coming up next is the next albums of the week.
Oh, we're starting that right now.
We are doing that right now.
Okay.
So go ahead and give yours.
Well, so I'm gonna go ahead. I was really kind of iffy with this one. I'm like, I might want to save it, but I'm like, you know what? With how everything's kind of been feeling, like, more or less how nice it looks outside, you can definitely tell it's spring. At least where I'm at. I don't know about the rest of the world. Sorry, I don't pay attention. But if you're an asshole like me and you're like, it's super nice out here, then you're kind of looking for like a spring vibe with a mixture of kind of like, it's about that halfway point through spring, so you're kind of getting a little prep for summer. So I'm gonna go ahead and say "Flower Boy" by Tyler the Creator is this week's album of the week, at least my pick. Definitely, it was not necessarily overlooked, I guess, but that was kind of the final transition for Tyler the Creator as an artist from kind of like rap to a little more, I guess his own kind of genre where he's using heavier instrumentals, a lot of the piano. That was a big thing about that album. There's a lot of piano. But overall, it has a really nice, like, spring, summer vibe and really easy listen. You can throw it on in the middle of the summer. But definitely a lot more of a hidden message there. A little controversial in his career. At least that was when it was
released. That the album that had pigs on it?
No. I'm saying...
Oh, okay, never mind then. I heard controversial, and I know nothing about Tyler. I mean, I know I said I listened to him, and I do. And those are, like, an example of the songs I know, but I don't know the discography that well.
Yeah, well, and this one was released in 2017. And that's... a couple of those tracks were a little, like... some of the things he said in it, or in a lot of the songs... a lot of people are like, whoa. Like, you totally made a big transition. A lot of people are speculating that, he, had a homosexual relationship going on. And,
oh, wow.
Yeah, so, I mean, in a sense, and if you're, interested in trying to figure that one out, or not necessarily trying to figure that one out, but, like, looking at, like, the certain songs and lyrics where that topic was kind of tossed around. Like, he never completely said, but he'd say some things like, looking for a white boy that looks like River Phoenix, more or less. Like, just kind of like joking in a sense, but then where it kind of gets a little clouded, it's like, is he joking still, or...
I think, like,
it's,
what's really interesting about saying that, too, is, like, from his perspective, I know nothing, but like from what you're describing, it's almost as if he was openly challenging commonly held stereotypes.
Yeah.
With music, and like as a male solo artist, he was
And
just kind of
as
being like, "Yeah, man,
a rapper.
so what if it is? Yeah, especially as a rapper, yeah, for sure. Just kind of being like, this is what it is. Who cares if I am or am not? I don't have to confirm it for you.
Yeah.
It shouldn't take away from what my music is. At least that's the message I'm getting from your description.
Yeah, and definitely it definitely was like that. But I guess where it kind of gets more serious on that topic is the song Garden Shed, because he's explaining, like, that's where he has his secret, like, that's where he goes for the secret, you know, he doesn't necessarily want people knowing about, but he's explaining how he's happy with it. But he never actually says what it is. And a lot of people were speculating that a lot of, I think some older rapper was trying to diss him or some shit. it was stupid, but because that's around the time like people started bringing up diss tracks again, and it was just, that was and a really annoying time in kind of like the rap world or pop world, in the sense that people were like, you know, starting shit a lot. But anyway, great album. I think definitely one of my, if it's not my favorite, then it's definitely in like the top 3 Tyler albums. But I love a lot of the songs on there, and it never really gets old listening to that one. It's, you know, he's got a lot of nice kind of like, you know, in the mood, like feeling good kind of songs, and then he has songs that are, well, shit, fuck, this isn't so great. And then, but one track that kind of fits right now with everything going on in the world is the song Boredom. Because I know damn well a lot of people are getting super bored. But it definitely has that vibe. Just the way he executes that track. And the lyrics, everything is just, man, it really describes it. Like right now, that's how it feels, you know, for a lot of people.
It'll be really interesting to check that out. Like for me, at least, like I like listening to albums all the way through and everything.
Yeah.
And I am like definitely more of like, I like to analyze lyrics sometimes. So it'll be really interesting to see. Good recommendation.
The one song on it you might know is, oh fuck, god damn it! Oh, Who Dat Boy? That's the one.
Never heard of it.
Really? I thought you did. Damn.
No. I think I'm only familiar with like 2 or 3 of them. Like there's Pigs. There's that one on Igor that I don't know the name of it.
Earthquake.
And there's Earthquake. Yeah. And then there's Cherry Bomb.
Yeah, which it's definitely heavy instrumentals. I don't think there's only like once or twice where he uses an actual like beat made on like
gotcha.
You know, like a traditional kind of rap beat, and then God, what else was I thinking? There's another thing I wanted to say about it. Kind of like more of like a jazz feel almost. Like,
I like jazz. You like jazz?
You like jazz?
I fucking hate
oh my God.
B-movie. I don't even like the memes that go with it anymore. Let's not get into that because that'll lead us down like a movies route, and I want to be able to get to my album.
Yeah. We'll get on it like maybe later, but anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just overall a great album. But that'll be my album of the week. On to yours.
Alrighty, well,
I said that like a dumbass newscaster. Like, no, not talking shit on newscasters, but like, I'm so sorry. I the way I said, now on to yours, it was kind of like, well, shit.
And here's Daniel with his album of the week.
Well, yes. As you can see, God, it's weird. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's cool. No. So my album of the week is Insomniac by Green Day, which, whoa, who could have saw this coming? Anybody who knows me in real life. But I'm a super huge Green Day fan, and I always have been, likely always will be. I want to say this is probably the only Green Day album I'll recommend, just because I don't want to, because I would probably recommend their whole discography, really. I'm not going to say it's the only one I'll actually ever recommend, because I feel like one of those days I'm going to contradict myself, and some asshole in the comments is going to be like, oh, I'm not subscribing. But so basically, Insomniac is this just amazing album. It was the album that came out after Dookie, which has Basket Case and Longview and like all the early like 90s popular Green Day songs. Insomniac is, like, in one word, just a really high, like, fast-paced, like, guitars, like, it's like the equivalent, like, music album equivalent of Taking Speed is definitely what they meant behind the meaning of the album, because you got songs like Geek Stink Breath, which is entirely about taking methamphetamine, and you've got songs like Jaded, which is exactly like taking methamphetamine. So, not that I've ever taken it before. I am from Florida, but I haven't gone that far.
That's so fucked up.
But, you know, yeah, so they have that song. They have Brain Stew. Brain Stew is a really good song. I think my personal favorite off the album is Panic Song, just because of the implications, not the implications, but the meaning behind the lyrics. It takes a little while for that song to get started, but once it does, it hits. It slaps, as the kids say. Oh. But yeah, no, that's my album of the week. Go ahead and give those a listen. If you don't have any kind of music streaming platform, you could always listen to them on YouTube in the background, or I don't know, listen to the rain when it falls at night. We'll give a review of that next podcast. But I'm completely joking. But yeah, no, that's it. Cool.
Damn.
I guess we could go into that story.
I'm sorry for rambling on with my album.
Oh, you're good.
You got that shit wrapped up like in 3 minutes, dude.
No, you're like really passionate about your album, and that's good. I'm passionate about mine too. I just don't know what to say about it because I've listened to it so many times back to back. Yeah. I just like, it's a good album. Go check it out, and if you don't, then cool. I don't know. But that story. The story about Garrett.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. I totally forgot you said after. Yeah.
So, basically, in real life, we have this friend named Garrett. And Garrett is a very good friend of mine. Garrett and I have been friends since Dan was in 3rd grade. So we are very, very good friends. His mom is basically a second mom to me. His mom found our podcast. I don't believe his mom has ever heard me drop the F-bomb before. And let me tell you something, of all the lines I regretted in the last podcast, it was definitely the one about otaku culture and masturbating into the same napkin 3 times in a row. So I just repeated it because at this point, I don't care. But it was a little interesting seeing like how people were actually able to find our podcast, and like this kind of brings me back to what we were talking about at the beginning of this one. Is like that last podcast, I was expecting maybe like maybe 60 views and a couple comments and a couple likes, and you know, like it would be a slow burn. And I'm not saying we did like. I'm sure to other like bigger YouTubers, you know, our sub count and our view count seems kind of like, oh, well, who gives a shit? But like, we give a shit. Like, it was an amazing, I would wake up every single morning, like over the past week, and have new notifications on my phone, more subscribes, more, you know, comments and everything like that. And I just want to like give a genuine like thank you so much for that, because you kind of inspired us to want to continue doing it. Not that we would have stopped, but we kind of had a reason, I guess you could say, in a weird way. I don't know. I feel like that's what it is. But no, it was... Last podcast was interesting. I really enjoyed recording it and everything. It was a pain in the ass to edit, because you can notice at the beginning and probably throughout that podcast, you could hear my voice echo, because Grant's mic was picking up my voice out of his headset. Because the way we actually film these things is we aren't in the same room. In fact, I'm in the state of Florida, and
I'm in the state of Idaho.
Yeah, so we are a whole country apart trying to do this podcast. And, there are plans in the future to get into one central area and continue to try to do some content. And we kind of came to the realization that this is something we really want to pursue after seeing what the response was. So thank you guys so much, really. But yeah, no. I don't know, that blew my mind.
Yeah, no, I can't believe, I've never worked on a YouTube project before, but I was definitely just super impressed with how, well we did off the first one. Off the first, podcast. And, I was like, at first I was like, it'll probably be a little while, when you told me we had, I guess the day after, you were like, we're at 20 subs and a couple, I think it was 60 views or something like that. I was like, wow, I wasn't even expecting that much. And then throughout the week, it's just been increasing and increasing. And, all the people on Instagram shouting us out, and or saying something in the comments, or people coming from the ad and saying look, we saw it on our Instagram feed and wanted to check it out, and not disappointed at all. It's pretty cool. I just looking at a lot of the comments and stuff, and I guess the progress of it within the short time span, I was I wasn't expecting it all. And I'm so happy that, it's working a lot better than, we had anticipated.
Right. And I feel like starting any project, right, is you're going to underhand throw. Yeah. In a sense, you're going to anticipate a little lower, on the lower end. But I'm not, and we're not full of ourselves type of people, you know what I mean? So it was a very big surprise, because honestly I thought it would take a little while to get any kind of traction or people that were even going to comment. And that was amazing to see. But as always, thank you so much for doing all of that. Thank you so much for commenting and liking and all of it, really. We hope you guys are doing okay. It's kind of the reason we started this podcast. So thank you so much. I'm sorry, I'm going to burp again, I think. Nope, he just decided to leave. I hate when that happens.
Yeah, it's dude.
Now I feel really gross.
Yeah. But no, it's super, super awesome. I'm gonna try and be better about using the fuck word, because I don't want to get.
Oh, because I don't want to get Garrett's mom.
I don't want to get you in trouble at all.
No, I've already cursed. All right, I'm gonna say this much. I understand, it, but at the same time, I'm gonna curse. I'm gonna do whatever. It doesn't matter, because we are at the age where we can do that. We're adults, and also. This is just kind of an uncensored, unfiltered, just kind of hot take of what's going on in our lives, what's on our minds, our likes, interests, dislikes, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And I like that we're trying to keep it as a kind of a, pretty free roam platform. There's obviously things we're not going to talk about, or certain things, we're not going to say.
Right, like the Holocaust,
yeah,
anything like that,
I was talking more like we're not going to get heavy on religion or politics or any of that. Like, I was more talking about that, not like that. Like,
no, but I understand that, and like I wouldn't want to talk about religion or politics either.
Nah.
Just because, whatever. I don't want to piss people off. There's already so much discussion with, about politics and religion and all that. Who gives a shit?
Let everyone know.
We don't need another pair.
Those guys talk about it. We don't.
Exactly. We don't need another pair of assholes to give their views on shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just.
So.
Yeah. Just need some. I don't know what I'd consider ourselves.
What do you mean?
Like, you said assholes giving opinions on religion and politics, and it was like, well, and I was going on like, well, what we really need is, but I don't know what the hell we'd consider like ourselves. I guess, like the title says, idiots.
Yeah, idiots. There you go. We don't need two more idiots, just idiots talking. I mean, we've been rambling for half an hour now.
Yeah.
So.
Because, I mean, that's the nice thing is it's just conversation. Like, that's one thing I've just loved about podcasts is it's just conversation with either a friend or, like, I guess a professional, athlete or something. And it could be, it's kind of like an interview almost, but on more of a personal level, because it's just people talking. And that's the coolest thing. Like,
and that's why I want to keep it unfiltered.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit here and say, like, hey, no cursing, no this or that. Like, look, man, I curse. It's not because I hate Jesus, I love, like, it's nothing like that. It's just what it is. That's the way I talk. Actually, I was raised in a very Italian-American family, so the word fuck is thrown around like a basketball in a Lakers game. So it's just the way it is.
I thought you were going to say,
we say
like,
fuck a lot.
I don't even know Florida basketball teams. I know Orlando Magic. Yeah.
I don't even watch basketball. I don't know why I went for basketball.
What the hell?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know what's funny is like there are people that would genuinely get mad at that, the same as I get mad at people who wear band T-shirts to bands they don't listen to. I don't get mad, but it's like I'm sure that's slightly like pretentious almost, and I don't like pretentious people, but like, God, man, like people walk around with Nirvana shirts. Sometimes you're like, oh, because that's the way I strike up conversation with people I don't know. Is like if they got on a shirt or something, and it's a band I like, I'll be like, oh shit, you listen to them? What's your favorite song? And they'll be like, I saw this at the bargain bin in Walmart. I didn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I didn't mean to actually generate conversation with this or anything. And it's, it's fine. It's a free country. It's a free country. You can wear what you want. But just the same as it's a free country where you could wear what you want, it's a free country to where I can have a lower opinion of you on the social ladder than, a homeless guy sucking himself off in an alley in New York City.
Dan,
so,
and that's just kind of like back to what you said about the otaku culture. I don't know what's worse, the homeless man thing or the otaku culture thing. Like, that was just pretty bad, Dan. Like, maybe edit that out. Maybe.
No. Nope. I don't care. Like I said, it's unfiltered, uncensored. That's it.
It's not like
it's the end of it.
Early, or late 90s, early 2000s movies. It was like, so-and-so movie. Unrated or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Or uncensored.
That was the best way to get people into theaters because they were like, oh my God, it must be such a crazy movie they didn't rate it. No. Man, there must be live sex in this movie.
Whoa, they're gonna show boobs, dude.
Boobies.
It's not at all. It's like just yeah. Oh my god.
It's like they have one really in-depth like kill scene, and that's why it was unrated. It's like oh, okay. There was, the Terminator eyeball surgery scene was more graphic than that, but that's why you left your movie unrated.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's like, yeah.
You mean I don't get to see Christian Bale's nuts? Come on!
Dude.
It's just annoying.
I get you. I get you. I understand.
Theater's lying to you and shit. You go in the movie, you're expecting to see Christian Bale's dick, and instead you hear him yell at somebody to get off the fucking set. Did you ever see that video?
I don't think I have.
Oh, there's a video out there. This is way old news, but Christian Bale, I'm sure he's apologized for it. I'm not giving the actor shit. I'm just pointing out that this exists. Christian Bale, there's some light guy. I think he was filming that Terminator movie he was in, but for the life of me, I can't remember what Terminator movie it was. One of the fucking 80 Terminator movies after the, only good one, which was Terminator 2. Well, not the only good one, but the last good one. I think it was, I want to say maybe Genesis or Salvation or one of those type of fucking movies. Anyway, he's on the set. And some light dude fucks up and drops a light or shines the light in his eye when he's in the moment, he's in the scene, which, for an actor, being in the moment is a big deal. Anyway, he flips the fuck out on him. He flips out. It's both equally hilarious, but also like midway through when you realize he's not done with his rant, you're like, damn, man, it was a mistake. Chill out. It's kind of funny.
That's fucked. I think I heard of it or heard about it, but I don't think I ever saw it.
Every actor's got something.
Yeah, everybody's got something.
I think everybody does for sure. Quentin Tarantino's in Defeat.
Yeah.
That's some weird shit.
That was the one thing at the it was at the Grammys. Your Grammys this year, right? Or no, wrong. Did I just fuck up? Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah, I think Grammys are music.
Yeah.
I don't keep a track of that shit.
I'm sorry.
Oscars.
Yes, the Oscars. Brad Pitt called him out.
That's hilarious.
Because it was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Brad Pitt.
That was a good movie.
But after Brad Pitt said that, I rewatched it with my family a couple weeks ago, and then I just remembered Brad Pitt said that, and you see so many bare feet in that fucking film.
Yeah, he's a big foot guy.
Whoa.
In one of the movies I think he was involved in, I don't think he directed it. I forgot who directed it. Have you ever seen From Dusk Till Dawn?
I don't.
It's got Quentin Tarantino plays a role in it.
Okay.
And I'm unsure if it's his character, although I want to say it maybe is. But Salma Hayek comes out and she's a stripper at some club or so. Or she's a dancer or something. And it's been a while, guys. She puts her foot in his mouth and pours liquor down her leg to get into his mouth. And it's yeah, he's a foot guy. You can tell. You can just tell he's a foot guy. Although, for the life of me, I can't see what is sexually pleasing about a foot. But I'm not going to kick shame people here. I will in my heart and in my mind, but I'm not going to do it on the air.
No,
so.
Don't make it.
Don't make it personal.
Don't make it personal, Dan.
But speaking of weird trends in movies, do you remember when every fucking movie had a 3D counterpart?
Yeah.
And now they don't do them anymore?
Yeah, I remember are you talking as in every movie had 3D?
For a long while, there was just every movie had movies that don't even deserve to be 3D. I get, animated movies being 3D, some action movies being 3D, but it seemed for a while every movie was 3D. I can't recall any of them that I went to see because 3D hurt my head.
Watch A Marriage Story in 3D. Watch Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson argue with each other over their marriage in 3D. It's like, could you imagine? Like, because I mean, I haven't actually seen a 3D movie in a while. Like,
when he says that one line in A Marriage Story when he's like, I hate you so much that I wished you would get hit by a car and die. But it's 3D and he's pointing at the camera so you feel like you're on the end of that.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
Oh, it's so funny. Just fucked up movies in 3D. I never got... Marriage Story was good. Did you see it?
No, I was just using that as an example. I've meant to see it. Like, I've meant to actually sit down and watch it.
Well, if you've ever had family problems between your parents, you'll cry.
Yeah.
But I think that's everybody now. You know, look at the national divorce rate. But
Damn.
I'm sorry, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying people who have divorced parents are lesser than me. I'm just pointing out statistically that there are a lot of divorced parents here.
Yeah. And sometimes it doesn't work out. And that sucks, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Sucks a bag of dicks.
God, could you imagine just opening your door? You're expecting, like, some epic Amazon package. It's like, oh, I ordered the new, I guess, Xbox One Elite controller. Like, with, I don't know.
With my cock engraved on the side.
Yeah, with the cock engraved on the side. But no, you open the door, you get a bag of dicks.
Well, there was a service for a while. I don't know if they still do it, but there was a service for a while where you could order a bag of gummy.
That's right. That's right. Because wasn't that on iDubbbz?
I don't know. I didn't watch iDubbbz that much.
My God,
during that era, I was more into, and people are gonna sling shit at me for this. I was more into watching Leafy. Honestly, I wasn't a fan of the dude, but I watched him. I watched Keemstar. Remember that? Remember 2016? Remember dank memes?
A weird year.
It was. Do you remember, like, dank memes? Like, it was funny when you would watch a video of some... Well, remember on Instagram before, like, Facebook bought it, I think, or something? Like, they didn't care explicit content was on the platform. And, like, it would straight up be a video of somebody getting fucking electrocuted to death, but it would be, like, ear raped, and, like, it was funny. Although it wasn't. Like, I remember that. Dank memes are weird. And memes in general are weird. Like, if you look at the history and shit of memes, I think the first one was...
Literally, it doesn't take a lot of... It doesn't have to be a specific... You know, kind of, I guess what's going on. It could just be anything.
That's the it's joy super diverse.
It could just be a random clip of someone talking about, you know, like, for example, one of the most recent, I mean, I think it's kind of getting to that point where it's getting a little, you know, kind of beaten into its grave, but the Yankee with no brim.
Like how dank memes. Yankee with no brim, yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that was just a random clip of some dude saying, yo, it's the Yankee with no brim. And he's like, let me go around. You know, it's this random clip that doesn't, it's like, it's a meme?
Can I call this podcast the podcast with no brim?
I mean, you could,
no? All right.
But
Nah.
I mean... Yeah, I mean, we do need.
No, it's okay. I mean, like, you just like to
each of our episodes.
You know, you like to just shit on our, on my creative input. So
really,
no, it's okay. No, I like having a title for each one. It's kind of like lets the viewers know what they're getting into.
Yeah, like the last one was, you know, we talked about the word dope a little bit.
a little bit too much, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think the reason I did that was because I didn't know how to conversate. And, like, now I'm to the point where we're just conversating naturally.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
It was definitely like,
but like,
oh, fuck, I'm like,
yeah. Yeah.
A little nervous.
Well,
like,
you know, first time.
I'm just chilling in my room, like, with a microphone and just talking. It shouldn't really be... It's not like I'm filming or anything.
Yeah.
Just
it's not
audio.
like we're on set. Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Audio's a pain in the ass, man. Especially audio, like, oh my god, last week when I was editing the podcast, I was pulling my fucking hair out.
I'm sorry.
I was trying everything to get my voice out of the background of your mic. I was trying everything. I tried noise reduction. I tried noise removal. I tried high pass and low pass filters because I have no idea what the fuck that does. Like, I did everything. I was watching YouTube tutorial after YouTube tutorial, and I think at one point I was just like, fuck it. Okay. So what?
Yeah.
I can't wait until, you know, I bitch about having to edit the podcast, but I can't wait until I'm going to have to edit the other stuff we do. I can't wait until we get to the point where we're doing other stuff. I mean, I love doing the podcast, but there's a part of me, like, every day that wants to do something with this channel.
Yeah, like, I mean, the podcast is awesome. I love it. But at the same time, it would be kind of fun, just, you know, like, maybe a gaming video here and there, or, you know.
I'm a super huge, like, I definitely want to do some Let's Plays.
Yeah.
You know, but I think it would make more sense to do Let's Plays when we're centralized. Until then, we could do, like, one-off online games and stuff. Like Human Fall Flat.
Yeah,
like we played that last night with Garrett.
Yeah, that one.
That would be good.
I was just thinking of it, like, I think I texted you last night. After I got off, and I was like, yo, I think that'd be a good idea to make a video with that one. Because it's just a goofy game, you know? And it's like, you know, it's not like we're, let's get on Call of Duty and film us playing Warzone, dude.
We could do that. I just don't want to, you know.
Yeah.
We would have to get Garrett in on that.
Yeah. I mean, because just the two of us.
Yeah, we suck.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, the last game that we played in that, I was running around with a rocket launcher. Like, we all know rocket launchers don't take skill at all.
Dude, maybe we could play some epic Fortnite on the channel.
I mean, we could.
Some epic dub Fortnite, get a victory royale.
I don't know how the viewers would feel about that, though. Like,
that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't want to know outwardly, like, at least, that we're virgins. So.
Like, these guys made a cool podcast that turned around and made us watch 30 minutes of Fortnite gameplay. Which I don't have anything against it. Like, I mean, I still play here and there.
Fortnite bad, Minecraft good, r/wholesome meme.
You're gonna get our asses killed, dude. You keep making fun of Redditors, dude.
Fuck that. I don't care.
Fuck it.
No. Redditors. But yeah, Redditors and Predators. Why does it rhyme?
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. That's no bueno.
Raggy. I can't. It sounds like a retarded Yoda. I could do a really good Kermit, though.
You can? I don't think I've heard your Kermit.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay.
I mean, it is pretty good, yeah.
It's okay, I think. I fucking hate Redditors, actually.
Oh, shit.
But that wasn't Dan that said
Kermit,
that. It was Kermit.
Stop!
Yeah, no, it was Kermit. I wonder if I could get away with that if
Dan,
Kermit said the N-word.
No!
No! Kermit, I'm gonna need you to leave. Kermit, he looked at me. He looked at me. He was like, with eyes of opportunity, and I was like, no. You need to get out of here.
We get canceled.
Oh, man. No, I would never.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Like, fuck words, okay. That's it.
You wanna talk about 'Cause I'm just a teenage
I
dirtbag,
don't want to
baby.
talk about that song.
I introduced you to it,
Yeah,
bro.
and
That
I mean,
it's such a shit song. That's like the type of song you see in like one of those like comedy skits that
like
pokes fun at the 90s.
Yeah. Like the fucking. I was just gonna say like a '90s movie. That's what it makes me
like
think
a
of.
really. Stacy's never gonna go to prom with
exactly.
me this summer. I'm just a teenage.
Or like,
we gotta put together this band and play a really shitty song this summer. See how music can change one's heart. 1996 summer. I don't know.
or you know how like there was a phase with every like 90s and early 2000s movie. It was like the introduction to the movie. It'd be playing a song and it'd phase in, like they're either in their car driving and it's playing on the radio, or it's on the alarm and it just starts playing, or they're listening to it or something. And it makes me think of that. It just makes me think of that.
Yeah. The song we were discussing, if any of you would like to be christened, not christened, because that doesn't make sense, christened with the knowledge, is Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus. Go give it a listen, and then shit on it profusely like we do, unless you like it.
Yeah.
Which everybody's taste is unique. Music is subjective, as is most things. So maybe unsubscribe.
Oh, damn.
I'm kidding. Go give it a listen.
Subscribers, please.
And I'm trying to keep Wheatus's paycheck coming in. They're one fucking paycheck a year.
Oh.
All right? So that's why I'm trying to give them some views over here.
I didn't
Fuckers
think of
are
that.
on the street.
Didn't think of that. I'm so sorry. It's for a good cause.
You know?
Save Wheatus.
It is for Save Wheatus. I want to do some reading on Wheatus, see if they have any more songs, or if that was like their one-hit wonder.
I feel like that might have been it, and I don't know how it's a one-hit wonder. That always kind of sucks when someone's like a one-hit wonder. It's like, man,
yeah,
they probably had a lot of other like, good music or good ideas.
Yeah, like the Beatles, dude. Like they got that one song, "Can't Buy Me Love," and it's like, all right, like where the fuck's your other shit?
Oh my god, Dad. Oh my god.
I think Chaotic Dan came out tonight instead of Chaotic Grant.
Yeah.
And I fear what would happen if the both of them were out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
IdiotSoupCast would be canceled.
It would be canceled by Twitter, not by us.
I mean, yeah.
Twitter would, hey, this really obscure podcast with only a couple viewers, couple hundred, sorry. Cancel them.
For no reason.
I don't know, man. I'm not trying to yell at Twitter or anything, but
No.
I don't agree with cancel culture.
Yeah. Yes.
Unless it's really bad, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like. I mean, I'm not gonna touch on that topic really. I'm just chilling.
Yeah, I'm gonna back away from that topic and go back to chilling territory.
Yeah, let's bring it back down.
Where did that one come from? Because we talked about dope last podcast. Where did chillin' come from? Like, why is chill a good thing?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe because like hot-headed.
Cool. Think of it.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got you. But I'm also thinking like what it means like when you say, "Hey, man, chill out." You tell a hothead to chill out.
Yeah, because that's also
you get
ties.
heated.
Yes, I was just gonna say it ties into the term heated.
Okay. Interesting. Is there such thing as being too chill?
I don't know. I think
feel like
in certain places, maybe. It's like someone could be a complete asshole and you're not doing anything about it. Your friends could be like, dude, you were way too chill. You should have said something.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. People sometimes they don't stick up for themselves. I actually never used to. I always thought I'd get my ass kicked.
Yeah, I was just like, oh,
like back in high
I'd rather
school.
just like chill.
Then again, I never really had. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just said I'd much rather just chill instead of getting my ass kicked.
Yeah, no, same. But like, I never really like. A lot of movies about high school are, high school sucks, and like one movie I saw recently was Perks of Being a Wallflower, and like I liked the movie. It was a decent movie, but one thing I didn't agree with that I thought was stupid was like the depiction of how high school works with all the stereotypes and the bullying and the one big fight a year. And I get like with high school movies especially, like it would be so uninteresting if that shit didn't exist. Like you need something to up the ante a little bit, but like that's not a realistic depiction at all. And I feel like a lot of kids grow up. Like I remember when I was in 8th grade thinking about like, oh man, I'm going to go into high school and it's going to be like those movies and I'm going to be the weird outcast. And I was a weird kid, and I had my own little group, but it was more just like a friend group. Let's put it this way. No popular kid ever walked up to me and was like, hey dork, and like knocked my fucking books out of my hand and shit. Like that doesn't happen.
No. Like,
it's very
I think it's definitely pick and choose with it. Because sometimes, definitely the social ladder, or like the social, I guess, cliques are a lot, they're more prominent at other high schools.
They exist.
They exist, but, it's not like at every single high school. It's at, a couple.
Like,
I think there's
I come
a
from
majority that it is, or that there is, or that.
Well, like I come from like a really rich predominantly white neighborhood, in Syracuse, DeWitt, because I'm from Florida, but for my first half of high school, I was, and last half of middle school really, I was in junior high, for those of you that call it junior high. I was in Syracuse, which is in central New York, and I was actually in DeWitt. And I lived in a very predominantly white neighborhood, and like it wasn't necessarily anything to do with race or interests that really divided people in that school. It was more your economic status. A lot of the rich kids were the popular kids, like rich, like white, polo wearing, khaki wearing,
that listen to
that exact
Cardi
meme.
And say slat.
yeah, those ones, those exact ones. Yeah,
I'm not talking shit on
shitting on
people
anybody.
Listen to Playboy Cardi. Like,
yeah,
I listen to him too, but I also wear polos.
Right.
And say slat.
Damn.
I'm kidding.
No, I'm not shitting on anybody from the high school, but like it existed to an extent.
Yeah.
Like there was a very clear group of like rich kids that would party all the time, and they, were with themselves. And then there were like the, lower middle class kind of kids. I feel like I was in there. A lot of my friends were in there, like, and that was just kind of how it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't like any of the rich kids came up to me and was like, oh, you're poor, loser, like, my dad's gonna buy your house and push you out. Eminent domain, motherfucker. Like, it wasn't like that. Like, it wasn't. But it was, there was a divide. You didn't really ever talk to each other. Yeah. And that was just the way it was. Sometimes people could be dicks. Sometimes they couldn't. Don't ever try to flirt with a girl that was of a higher social status than you. Because they will deny you because they're too busy getting dicked down by the other guys.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. It's kind of like a circus.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at my school, we didn't have to deal with that. Like, it was, like, there were fights, but it was only between freshmen, usually, and they learned pretty fast that, like, that shit doesn't matter. Like, I mean, I went to an alternative high school. Like, it was considered that. But a lot of the criteria was more or less, I guess it was on the same level. It's just the teachers actually, like, whoa, they actually explained how the fuck everything is supposed to work, how the fuck you're supposed to know this, and they actually taught. Whoa. Which, not talking shit on any teacher. There are plenty of teachers that do
It's talking shit on the education
yes,
system.
I should say. But anyway, it was kind of like, it was an alternative school, but they took a lot of, like, I guess, private school elements where it was, you know, the classes are more built for. They definitely, build around the students' interests. Because, like, the first, like, couple of weeks, it's kind of like getting to know, the students in the class, and then, then they kind of get heavier into lessons. But anyway, we're not really talking about that. We're supposed to talk about the like, social groups. Like, there were social groups, but they didn't really matter. Like, for the most part, everyone kind of talked to everyone. Like, you could be a really weird kid, and you can, talk to whoever, or other way around. You could be, like, I guess, seen as more like a popular kid and talk to whoever. It was more or less
right.
There was more or less a connecting factor, and it sucks to say, but we were all kicked out of the main high school, and I guess seen as kind of misfits by, like, the town's high school and shit, because we always had a bad rep from them. It sucks, but that was like the only divide that we really saw. There's, like, people who were like, oh, I'm going back to that one, or, like, so they didn't, like, try and make friends or anything. But it was like, seriously, all you had to do is be yourself, and you'd fit right in. It was awesome. Right. I loved it, and I'd never trade those 4 years, for anything. It was just...
And, awesome. Like, what's really cool is you, like, got to do those 4 years.
Yeah.
I didn't. I moved in the middle of high school, which sucked cock. And if any of you guys know what it's like out there to, like, move and lose friends or whatever, because I lost acquaintances, but my closest friends are still my closest friends for sure. But like, if anybody out there knows what that's like, it is super tough. Moving on from parts of your life, like, I feel like life in general, not to get all metaphysical and whatever, but, like, life in general is a collection of moments, clearly. Like, you would, and at first glance, you would say, yes, Dan, you're right. That is what it is. But, like, my middle school years are so far separated from my high school years. The only thing that carried over was my friends. Like, those middle school years are their own memories. And, like, if I listen to a song that I was obsessed with at that time, like, it'll bring me back to those, like, collections of memories. And high school was like that, too. Only I didn't get those last 2 years in. I came to Florida, and I made more friends here, too, so it's all good. And I still love them to this day. But, like, we've got, that first half of high school is its own little tiny collection. And, like, when things like that come to a close, it's really weird. Like, do you remember your last day you spent at what you considered, like, your home high school?
Yeah.
Isn't it like, like, that feeling hangs in the air where you just kind of know, like, deep in your gut, like, things are going to be different from this point forward. Yeah. Like, it's really interesting.
Yeah, it was.
And I feel bad for class of 2020 because they're getting fucked so hard right now.
Yeah, that sucks.
With this whole thing. Yeah, it's terrible.
Like, I guess you could say, look at the bright side. You got, like, at least halfway through your senior year. But it's, other than, senior year being, oh, you've got to get all the schoolwork done. You've got to make sure you have all your required classes. Make sure you, do your project or, paper, whatever people. It's either a senior project or a senior paper. But anyway, it's not just that. It's more or less, you have all those friends that you see every single day, and it's kind of a mixture of it's fun. but it also sucks at the same time. Like, I'm talking, like, I'm saying senior. It's like, slowly you're realizing, like, damn, some of these people I might not see. Like, and I won't see them every day.
Ever again.
So you start to appreciate it more and more and more
Absolutely.
as the year goes on. And definitely that last week of high school it's pretty tough. If you're really heavily, if you have a lot of friends there, it's definitely tough.
One of the biggest parts of senior year that just wasn't my favorite, and like I don't think it would really be anybody's favorite who like shares my mindset or my values or anything like that. It's like all that pressure to apply to colleges and sign your life away to debt. And I understand, like, with a lot of people, like, a lot of the things they want to do, if it's your dream to go and get a medical degree and be a doctor, go fucking do it, dude. Like, follow your dreams always. But, like, if you're just one of those, like, I didn't know and I still don't really know what I want to do with my life other than this. Like, I want to do YouTube and content creation for sure. Like, that's one of my biggest things. But like all this pressure, like, go to college, you gotta go to college. I mean, if you don't go to college, you'll never live right. Both of my parents they did go to college later on in their lives, but they got themselves set up, for the most part before they went to college. Like, they didn't go to college till they were in their 30s. Which is, you can do that, you can take a couple gap years, even if it's a decade. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to.
Yeah, and I think with that, it's just, I think people don't realize that you have time. You don't have to go immediately. You should think it through, and I would highly suggest get work and get some money put aside. Because, I mean,
And, like, if your dream job isn't practical, make it practical.
Yeah.
Like, our dream job isn't practical.
No.
Not really. Like, if you went to any of your old high school, whatever, and said, this is what you want to do, like, they would be like, yeah, okay, cool, but, like, make sure you get something as a backup plan. And, like, of course, have a backup plan, but go for it, man. Shoot for the fucking stars. That's why we're doing this. Like, I don't know. What's the quote? The really shitty, cheesy quote? Because I don't like cheesy quotes, man, but it perfectly applies. It's shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land among the stars.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the same mentality to have about this entire thing. Is just don't sign your life away if you don't want to sign your life away. You don't have to sign your life away. You can always fucking do what you want to do. Don't ever let anybody tell you differently. Because one of the cool things about living in our country, despite the fact that a lot of shit needs to change, is it is the land of being able to do whatever the fuck you want. Like, to an extent. Obviously, you can't go out and murder people.
Well, yeah.
But you know. What are serial killers like in high school? Do they look for, like, hey man, I need a college? Well, what do you mean? Well, I want to fucking murder people. oh. They send him to prison.
I don't know. That'd be weird. Like, that's definitely, I mean, the topic of serial killers, it's definitely, like, creepy as shit. But it's so interesting to learn about. I remember in high school.
Well, that's why they did all those documentaries on him. Like Ted Bundy, I think he's got a couple. What isn't cool is glorifying serial killers. Like some of these girls out there that'll say, like, "Oh my god, Ted Bundy was so cute." Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
he would fucking kill you.
His victim said too. Oh, that's fucked.
Literally.
No, that's how. That's how it worked.
That's how it worked. It's fucked.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's weird that I mean, I get learning about it, but like, yeah, that would be weird. I've never met anyone who like glorifies any of them, or to an extent. Like I haven't.
No, I haven't met anybody like that either. I think they just reside on Twitter. Or,
maybe
places
they're
like
saying that for like a meme, So,
yeah, I guess.
Maybe.
Well, that's the thing with social media platforms is you can never really tell when somebody's being genuinely toxic or when somebody is, quote, doing something for the meme. It's really, it's interesting.
Like, you can totally say some stupid shit and not mean it.
Yeah.
It's like that was genuinely
Well, that's
a joke.
just real life.
Or, like, you could, you could always, like, tweet, like, some stupid shit, like, I don't know, yeah. I'm trying to think of an example.
Absolutely.
But, like, you could, exactly what
Any
I said.
example you could think of is probably not good to say on the podcast.
No, I was going to say, you can, like, say, like, sad Bart Simpson edit and have no context, no picture, no video. Just post it.
Yeah.
And it's a joke. You
And
said
people
that
will be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
He's a comedic genius. He's subverting everything. Look at him.
I mean, it's funny because it's random. Like, I think that's one thing with a lot of comedy right now, or a lot of shit we find funny is it's just random.
Well, yeah.
It's like the spur of the moment thing. It's like...
But there are those guys that always comment on all those posts, random equals funny. And it means it does not equal funny if you're being ironic or sarcastic.
Well, yeah, like...
That's another thing is, like, ironic humor. Like, oh, you just posted a photo of a dead body. Dude, it was ironic. Come on. It's like what? What do you mean?
I don't know if people understand the, definition of that one.
Yeah.
Like, I mean...
Oh, man, the world's... I don't know. Go ahead and say what you were going to say. I'm going to fucking...
there's someone I follow on Instagram who he kind of started it as a one-off. Like, he does, like, he has, like, original memes and all. But he started it as a one-off, but he did, like Marvel fan page memes as a joke, and that's, like, all he posts now. And he does, like, he's not even, like, a Marvel, like, meme account. He just does that. I think it's because maybe he's, like, a little stumped on finding inspiration right now, but, for, like, a meme, but, so, I guess maybe that's what he's doing, but I don't know. I think it's fucking funny because it's so fucking random. Not necessarily because it's so random, because it just doesn't make sense. Because, yeah.
No, it's interesting. Yeah. Random shit always gets to me for sure.
Yeah.
But, real quick, because we are running the clock here.
Yes, we are. I think this is a little bit longer than the last, but...
It will. Just a couple more minutes, I think. But before I decide to bring it on home and tell you guys to tune into the next IdiotSoupCast, I do want to go ahead and say we have a Twitter. It's @SoupIdiot, same as the Instagram handle. Hopefully I've had the Twitter or social media like down in the left corner or something. Actually, as a matter of fact, now that I say that, it will be. Right now I'm just acknowledging it. And then real quick before we go, Grant, did you make a personal Twitter yet?
No, I haven't yet. I need to.
Alrighty. I did, but I'm going to wait to announce mine. But we did make personal Twitters in case, you wanted to follow us and see what our interests are. I'll probably tweet stuff off.
I'll make it. I'll make mine by the time this podcast is out. Let's go with that.
Okay, cool. So then if you want to see our personal Twitters, they're in the description. Next podcast, I'll actually shout them out.
Yeah.
Damn, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. You can smell that one through the mic. I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't know how the fuck
gross.
it traveled, from one side of the country to the other, but
I'm sorry.
I guess it works.
You should be used to it, though. Idaho always smells like potatoes out there.
Actually,
no. But no, thank you very much for tuning in to the second IdiotSoupCast. Thank you so much for the warm reception to podcast number 1. Grant, is there anything you would like to say?
I guess I'll follow it up with some more thank yous. Like, again, I'm very grateful for all the support we've gotten so far, and that's only been like after the first week. Like, it's amazing, and I'm excited to make more content.
Me too, for sure. Let's see if we can maybe get a. You know what? I'm not gonna drop that at the end of the second podcast, but maybe something else will come out alongside the third one. Whoa! Who knows? Whoa! Oh! Ah!